He is my one true love. We're soulmates. These two are meant for each other. Pop culture from around the world tries to reinforce the idea that there is only one sexual and romantic partner for each of us who we are supposed to find and meant to be with for eternity. But why is that our idea of happily ever after?
रानी मुझसे शादी करोगी मुझसे शादी करोगी मुझसे शादी करोगी
Originally, the word monogamy referred to the practice of marrying only one person at a time. Today, its meaning has evolved to refer to having a single sexual and or romantic partner at a time within or outside marriage. As a social institution, monogamy is reinforced in many ways. Religion is often used to support and propagate monogamous marriages, with marriage being an important religious ceremony. Legal systems globally tend to legitimize only monogamy by making it easy for monogamous couples to live together, have children, own property, and just generally manage their day-to-day lives. In fact, even for same-sex couples to win the same legal rights, they've had to emphasize the monogamous nature of their relationship. So, where does this strong emphasis on monogamy come from? Evolutionary biologists have been debating how monogamy came to be the preferred mating method for humans. One theory linked the origins of monogamy to the need for two steady parents, and yet, if we look at the history of human civilization as a whole, monogamy has hardly been the norm. Polygyny, or one man having multiple wives, was common in over 80% of pre-industrial societies in the world. And this is why it's probably easier to attribute our belief in monogamy to social factors rather than biological evolution. And one of the strongest theories explaining the social origins of monogamy is by Marx and Engels. They argue that it was the development of private property and patrilineage, or passing that private property from father to son, that the need for monogamy evolved. It became important for men to be sure which children they had fathered so that they could ensure that their property went to their own children. And even if we think about monogamy in dating or love marriages, do most of us choose monogamous partnerships because we found our one true love, or do we just go with it because it's the norm? This leads us to a very important ethical dilemma. Is choosing to be monogamous harmful or regressive? A variety of feminist thinkers have criticized the institution of compulsory monogamy, or the social norm that makes monogamous heterosexual marriage the only acceptable choice for humans. A common argument they make is that the institution of monogamy is inherently unequal, because while it enables men to benefit from women's emotional and physical labor to reproduce and raise kids, it often ends up making women financially and socially dependent on men. Feminists also argue against compulsory monogamy because it's a sexually unequal arrangement. While men have the license to be men and have sexual agency and freedom, women are seen as men's possessions. In India, we see this attitude in our reluctance to ban marital rape because of this idea that monogamous marriage makes his wife a man's possession. Until recently, even adultery was considered a crime committed against a woman's husband. Hence, socialist and queer feminist thinkers argue that for women to live truly free and empowered lives, we need to question this norm of compulsory monogamy, which makes women socially, sexually, and financially dependent on their union with one man. But that doesn't make monogamy in and of itself a regressive choice. As gender norms evolve, people can challenge normative ideas of monogamy by developing models of sexual and romantic exclusivity that suit their needs, even creating new kinds of monogamous families that attempt to at least acknowledge the inequalities, if not actually divide the parenting load equally. The important thing, as many feminists have pointed out, is that monogamy is not something that is forced upon us, but it's an option that we are free to accept or reject. And it will only become a real choice when we begin to give legitimacy to all kinds of non-monogamous unions, and also begin to question popular notions of romantic and sexual love which center possession, jealousy, and exclusivity as the bedrock of affection. That's it for this week's video in the Overthinking It series. If you enjoy overthinking with us, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the Swaddle, and don't forget to check out our new series, Objectified.